Non-qualified structured settlements. What are your options in 2019? You see, when trial lawyers, employment law attorneys, and other litigators hear the term non-qualified structured settlements, their eyes often glaze over and they tune out, assuming there's something esoteric and boring about this topic that they don't need to know anything about because it doesn't impact them professionally. I'm Mark Wallstrom, and I'm here today to tell you to wake up and listen for just a couple of minutes while I explain some important changes that could make a big difference to your professional practice, and which is also going to benefit your clients and assist you in resolving certain types of cases. First, let's define what a non-qualified structured settlement actually is. To put it simply, it is a negotiated settlement paid out over time, but one which does not qualify under Section 104A2 or Section 130 of the Internal Revenue Code, and is a case involving personal physical injury. And as such, all interest earned on those type of cases on the structure are tax-free. Non-qualified structured settlements, that's not the case. They don't qualify, thus the name non-qualified, and it doesn't qualify under that section of the Internal Revenue Code. So types of cases that fall into this sub-non-qualified category are taxable damage cases, employment claims, harassment, sexual discrimination, punitive damages, property or crop loss, on and on. Pretty much any litigation in which the proceeds represent taxable income to the plaintiff. Now, as most people know, I've been a leader in the use of structures on these types of cases for a couple of decades, and I'm here to tell you that thanks to the tax code changes in 2017, the use of structures on taxable awards is more beneficial to many clients than at any time in the past 20 years. With curtailed deductions, most high earners face these one-time settlements that can blow up a person's tax bracket to such a degree that after fees, case expenses, tax withholding, many clients are being left with less than 15% of their recovery in their pockets, which of course makes for some very unhappy clients. I will discuss the various strategies of how to design a taxable structure in future videos, but for the purposes of this video, let's just suffice it to say, if you have a taxable damage case, you absolutely have a duty to your client to review what a structure might be able to do to save them taxes and help with your planning as well. What I want to stress in this quick update, besides the absolute necessity of getting a structured quote in your taxable damage settlements, is that there are primarily only two life insurance companies in this market at this time, and they each take very different approaches as to how they fund and guarantee these non-qualified structured settlement programs. Now, I'm going to be doing a separate video on each company and their program next week, but for right now, here's a quick synopsis. The two companies are MetLife and independentlife, which if compared and contrasted just by size and years in the business, could not possibly be more different. MetLife is, of course, one of the largest life insurance companies in the world and has an established reputation and a long history in the structured settlement market. Their particular offering, which they rolled out in 2018, uses their domestic assignment company to hold and guarantee the annuity payments. And it's somewhat limited in payout options, which due to the use of that domestic assignment company, the payments have to conform to IRC code 72U, which essentially means you get an annuity that starts pretty much immediately and can only be paid out in a straight line basis. However, what you give up with that lack of flexibility, you gain back in security and size with MetLife and a domestic assignment company that is wholly owned and guaranteed by the life insurance entity. Now, independentlife is a startup. It's a special purpose life insurance company that only offers structured settlement products and is in its second year of operations. Now, while it's staffed by a veteran team of industry professionals, many brokers and lawyers still need to be educated as to the financial security and operations of this new player so that they can confidently place business with them, particularly when comparing options in non-qualified structured settlements against a more established brand name such as MetLife. Now, as an innovator in this space, independentlife recently rolled out their non-qualified structured settlement product, which conforms more closely with what long-term players typically have created in this industry, by which I mean they are using an offshore assignment company to hold the annuity contract, and by so doing, they're able to offer greater design flexibility and options compared to a domestic 72U company like MetLife. Many annuitants like this flexibility in design. Plus, independentlife offers competitive pricing, so I expect this is going to be a growth area for the company as the market becomes more comfortable and familiar with their particular startup business model. I try to keep these videos short, so as I said, I'll be doing a full video on each company's non-qualified structured settlement options next week. But for now, I just want you to have these key takeaways from this particular video. First, non-qualified structured settlements should be illustrated and explained to most plaintiffs ahead of settlement so that they can decide whether the tax advantages of deferral make sense to them. Number two, there are currently two markets currently offering products in this area with very different business models, guarantees, and design elements, which make it essential you get bids from both if you do get a quote on that case. And finally, that the use of domestic and offshore assignment companies introduces very specific risk and reward options, which need to be totally explained to trial lawyers and clients so that they can make an informed decision on the long-term security of their deal. Okay, well, I hope you're still awake and loving this little tutorial. I'm going to have more detailed breakdowns next week on each company, as well as a specific video on the risks and compliance issues related to assignment companies. It's a big deal. Now, it's not a sexy topic, but I'm telling you, you need to know this stuff, and your clients are going to thank you in the long run. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to see you next week. This is Mark Wallstrom.